Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Legends of Tomorrow. And this is the tier rankings of the first 5 seasons of the show. So let's get started. It's been a while since I've talked about Legends of Tomorrow due to the pandemic. But yeah, so huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the series, please go do so first because I can't really pinpoint what I'm going to be talking about as I recall what's happened in each season as I rank them to my preferences. So just a huge spoiler warning about that. Also kind of a spoiler in case I do mention the other Arrowverse shows while I'm talking about this because this is like a huge crossover moment to begin with. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. Also just huge heads up because I forgot to do this in my other one. As regards to the DC characters, I only know what shows up on screen. Like, I haven't read the comics. I don't know any of the Easter eggs. I don't know if the adaptations were proper from comic book to TV show. It's just strictly what's happening on the TV show. That's what I'm going to recall and talk about. So just be aware of that. Also, this is the third of my 5-part tier ranking of the Arrowverse seasons little mini series I'm doing in lieu of the holidays because we didn't get Arrowverse crossover like we usually do for the last 6 years in December. So that's a little heads up right there. So as you see on screen, I have my categories. First off, with rewatch worthy, that's very self-explanatory as it is, all the way down from great to good, meh. Meh being like it has its good moments, but like I don't really care either or. And what happened, literally like I would not remember, or like I don't care for it, or it just did not happen the way I would have liked. And because we have only 5 seasons to talk about, that means only one season is going to be in each of the 5 categories. So there might be some that move along the way as we further along in the seasons. So it'll be fun to see where everything actually lands by the end of this. So let's start with season 1, which premiered in 2000, I think it was 2016 because it was a mid-season start, I believe, but it did have its backdoor pilot in the previous year's crossover event with Arrow and the Flash. But season 1, this is when they had to deal with Vandal Savage and him trying to. What was his goal? Was it just him to reunite with Hawkgirl and then try to kill Hawkman? And then it was them trying to kill him at 3 different points in the timeline, which absolutely made no sense to me. So because of that, it's gotta go in meh. Because the logic of how they killed Vandal Savage makes absolute no sense to me. Because naturally you would think time travel wise, if you just killed Vandal Savage in his past, doesn't that just kill him in all of his future occurrences? But no, apparently it doesn't work that way for them. So I don't understand, which makes no sense. And I don't know if that's because it's Vandal Savage himself or it's just they were wonky on the time travel rules, because they had it in what, season 3, that when Ray disappeared as a child, he was going to cease to exist as an adult if they didn't fix it. So yet, I didn't understand how that same logic did not work for Vandal. Or is it because he did some mysticism crap or something? I don't know. But that's why it's a meh for me. But the reason I stuck through it is because I knew its connection to the Arrowverse, and because it had a lot of characters from Arrow and the Flash introduced in it that I just wanted to see have more screen time. So I stuck with it. So let's move on. Season 2. Season 2 is when we introduced Nate, and we also got Amaya, Vixen for this. So also with season 2, we dealt with, if I remember correctly, we dealt with the Legion of Doom for the Spear of Destiny. So Legion of Doom consisted of Eobard Thawne, the original face of Eobard Thawne from The Flash. We also got Damien Dark and Malcolm Merlyn from Arrow. Yeah, and then eventually they were trying to get the spear, and they actually rewrote history. So we got to see an alternate world from that. But what did they deal with? Anachronisms in that one? I don't know. I would definitely go rewatch worthy, just because of the fact that like their villains were just like the top villains in their respective shows, and it's just like, well, how are you going to stop that kind of a thing? So I'd put it up there, like, for sure. So there's that. And then season 3. What did we do in season 3? Season 3, we dealt with Mollis. So this is where we had to deal with the five totems, dealing with anachronisms. So it's when people were misplaced at a time. This is where we got more of Damien Dark staying on. This is we got the introduction of the adult version of his daughter. This is more of into Amaya's backstory with the totems itself. This is where we get the introduction of the supernatural elements into, or more of the mystical arts. So we had, I think we had Constantine guest starring, but not really making appearance. We had Wally for the second portion, I believe, for this season. So I think I'm gonna have to put it in great. Yeah, for now it's gonna be great, just because of the whole mystical element they were adding to it. Because Mollis is a demon, and then the whole time travel. I think it was more the totem, the history behind the totems and stuff like that. And also we got an introduction to Zari as well. But season 4 is when we dealt with Neuron. This is more of when we had to deal with the supernatural fugitives, and what led to Hayworld, the park. This is where we got Nate's dad being involved with the Time Bureau as well. Also, I forgot Rip Hunter sacrificed himself in season 3. Sorry. But Neuron. What am I going to do with Neuron? I mean, again, this is where they add all the different types of creatures. And the fact that they were all in the same prison world that Mollis was in. And when they released him, they released all these other creatures. So I will put it in good, just because it does open up the doors to like having all these supernatural creatures like werewolves, vampires, gods, ghosts, like ghouls, all that stuff. Hence a supernatural crossover possibility. But and I guess Neuron kind of possessing Ray was a big thing too. And then it kind of got Nora onto their side. Constantine on their team as well too. So maybe it would be the same as... I can't have it be the same. I can't have duplicates in this one. Damn. Okay. So there's that. But then we have... we also had season 4 is when we had its own crossover where they messed up with the timeline and they had like what were their separate shows? They had all these separate title card shows during it, and then they had puppets, Buff Tomorrow, and it was a crazy thing. So maybe I'll keep it at good. Like a lot there. Each of these seasons had their own like separate great moments, but as I'm trying to judge it as a season as a whole, if that makes sense. Yeah. Season 5, though, let's get into that. So Season 5 actually takes place after the events of Crisis of Infinite Earths. So it's more of the repercussions of what happened. But this one actually deals with the idea of the fates and also their the encores, or their villains of the week, were damned souls from hell being returning to bring them torture and stuff. So I didn't like that aspect of it, but it did bring up a lot more of historical components, and it kind of brought back Nate's history lessons. But I did like the element of the fates and Charlie being one of the Fate sisters, which is pretty interesting in itself. So where would I put that though? It's definitely more than 4. It's going to be in here somewhere. So that means we got to reshuffle now, guys. So season 1 is definitely a what happened moment. Season 2 is definitely staying rewatch for sure. Here, from the looks of it, is 4 a meh? I don't want it to be, but... This is tricky. Damn. Okay, so either season 3 is great or good, or it's season 5 that's great or good. Mollis or the Fates? I mean, we did have that one episode where they're kind of stuck in the TV, but like that was a really good episode. That was a funny episode because we got to see all these. It's kind of similar to Supernatural and 508 when they did the changing channel thing, but like I digress. No, 5 has got to be a good. 5 is going to be a good. 3 is going to stick in great. Okay, so that's it. Locking in. So we have season 2 being my rewatch worthy, season 3 being great, being season 5 being good, season 4 being meh, and season 1 being like what happened. The reason why I give it a what happened is just from Vandal Savage and the lack of logic I have behind it. It just makes no sense to me. So if anything, I just skipped to season 2. If like I really like, though I've really missed Leonard Snart though, who's only in season 1, because he had great logic. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave it at that though, guys. But what did you guys think? What do you guys think of my ranking? And I want to know what your ranking is of the 5 seasons of Legends of Tomorrow. Please let me know in the comments down below. I want to see if it matches mine, or maybe you have different reasons why you rank your seasons a specific way. I really want to know. Maybe I'm just really nitpicky about it. I can't tell. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear about all that. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. Link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff. All found in one place. Go check that out. I am a little behind. I'm hoping for the holidays I can go in and just do a full-on catch up. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, just be on the lookout for that. WordPress account. Link is down below. Anything I post online is connected to WordPress. It's a little more organized, a little more detailed, but still a work in progress once again. Again, usually when I update Tumblr, I update WordPress with it. It's kind of like an all-day thing for me. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, Legends, I really don't know when Season 6 of Legends would return because it's supposed to be mid-season, and usually mid-season means January, but because of the pandemic, I don't know how far back they're going to push it to be temporary mid-season. But yeah, it's going to be a while before we see Legends again. But I will be recapping at least the premiere. I haven't decided to what frequency I'm going to be doing the Arrowverse shows, just based off of my personal schedule. But yeah, just put the notification bell on just so that you're aware of when I post, because I don't have a fixed schedule, just so that you know when it happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back to see what I have to say about the season 6 premiere, or any of the other shows that I talk about as well. Also, just check out the other videos as part of my tier ranking Arrowverse season series that I'm doing. They should be up on screen as well. But yeah, so guys, just during this pandemic, just be safe, wear a mask, keep physically distant, and just be very social digitally. Like, you can do that. It's like, why not? And also just have a happy holidays, and have a happy new year. So guys, take care for now. Bye.